What's going on? They're good looking.
How are you?
Was that a twitch?
That's my mom look.
Was that your...
I'm looking at you.
Yeah. So apparently we're trying to vlog a little more, and I'm not as pretty as the wifey is, the girlfriend. So there's been...
I probably have stuff on my teeth.
Well, we'll catch it. No, there's been requests for you to be on the video because I'm not very funny.
People just didn't like to watch the car parts.
I'm not funny and pretty anymore. No, I know. I realized the car thing was probably not the best thing to put on there, but the only reason I put it on there was for you guys to see that it's cheap and easy to do a couple things.
Well, that's why we have a Josh of All Trades channel too. True.
There's a couple things you guys could have done to save you some cash. So anyway, back to business. So, doing the meal prep, and you guys, I'm trying to answer some of your questions on some of the other videos you guys have popped up. So one of the questions is, are you guys still doing your diet? What are you guys doing for shopping? Are you still on your budget? Yada, 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 all those things. So I wanted to do the rundown because I am going to be heading out to Costco and all that stuff here in a few minutes. So what we've... So here we are. We are now using, it's called, let's see if I can bring it up here, Real Plans.
Ooh, I love it.
So we go in and we subscribe to that. I think it's $15 a month. And so what happens is, let me close that one, bring this one over. And so what happens is you have this column right here is breakfast, this column is lunch, and this column is dinner. And we're doing everything dairy-free, gluten-free, and paleo, because we're trying to be as close to the Whole30 as we can. But you can see some things will say Whole30 on it, which means that dinner is Whole30 approved. So what you do is you just go through and you have these little, where's my little mouse at? So like right here, you click on this little green thing and then it brings up lunches, and then you just flip through and you do thumbs up or thumbs down on whatever you think is a good lunch or whatever the kids will eat, like mushroom burgers. So you hit thumbs up. It says you like that, so it's going to dump that on your weekly plan.
I love this
service. Take your time. Take your time.
I love this because our girls have to eat this way, and this is the most easy, simple, non-stressful way. And I think we pay $15 a month. Did you just tell me?
I did.
And it's worth every single penny because it would take us hours to find gluten-free recipes. I mean, days sometimes. And then it was a long, drawn-out process. So this is simple.
So,
we're not getting paid to say that.
No, we're not getting paid. I'm just,
really
this is going to frustrate me here. Because I have, there we go. Maybe that helped. Here, let's see where we're at.
Well, if you click 400 things, it's not going to like it.
I know, I don't have patience. So anyway, while it's thinking, so what it does is that you pick the week, okay? And then you go through and it kind of pre-populates all these recipes. So if you agree with all of them, then you just leave it as is, or you do like I showed you, or you just click on the little green thing here, you go in through and you pick out a new recipe, it adds it on here. So anyway, so once you got everything all figured out, you go up to, here's your plan, you go up to your shopping list, and what it does is, bam, look at that, all those ingredients you want to do for that week, and this is completely changeable. It will print out, there we go, all of your ingredients you're going to need to make all those recipes. So what then I do then is I print this out, and then I go through and like it breaks it up in like meat and seafood. But see, you can click these little, you can click all these, and when you click all these, it says that that's something you already have. So then once it's clicked like that, it says that you're done. And then when you hit print, those ones that are already checked off, it will not print. So you don't have to worry about buying those because you already have those here at home. But then if you go back to your plan, so you click your plan there, and then you go up to print, like print your meal plan. And then what it'll do is it will drop down. Again, we're hung up here.
Is it because I'm sending invoices?
It might be because you're on there. So anyway, while that's thinking, what'll happen is it prints out, the first couple pages are your shopping list, but then it prints out all of your recipes. And so it says, you know, here's your directions and here's everything you need for your recipe. And what we've done, we've been doing this for like 3 months. So there's a bunch of favorite dinners. There it goes. So then, see, it has your menu. You scroll through, here's your menu for your days. There's your shopping list. And then there's all your recipes. So when you print it, it prints all that out. And this is what it looks like. But we've been doing it for so long. Occasionally, like this 2-week period, I just went back and talked to the girls and the wife, and I said, what was your favorites that we could get again? And so I kind of went through, and they said, here's our favorites. And so I went through and I pulled all of those recipes here. So I'm just gonna go through and do it old school and have to handwrite some of the ingredients because we're not gonna do a completely new plan this 2-week period. So hopefully that answers your question. We are still on a budget, and that's the other thing is why we're doing this is because it's easy on the budget because it's already planned. Like when I go into Costco or I go into Winco, I've got a list of only the things I need, and I only go in and buy those. I don't go in being like, what do I buy today? Oh, I want some of that. No, I want some of that. And you get to the cash register and you're like, oh, you're $100 over. So we stick to the plan, get our basics, get what we need, and then we're done. So I think that's it. You got anything else to say?
Questions. Baby step. We were in between. It's different because we have a business. People are asking what baby step on. We're on baby step 2B, I think, because of our business. But we should be back 2B. To baby step. It's like when you buy a house, you go on baby step 2B because you're either we're funding a business right now, or
so we're like on 2B and 3.
Yeah, we're kind of doing both at the same time
because we spent a whole bunch of money to buy the house.
Yeah,
we spent a whole bunch of money to buy the business.
We were able to take our down. 100% of our down that we had in our old house was down for this house. So we were not backwards or upside down or any of that stuff, which is rad.
And hold on, let me add to that. And the reason we're on 3, we're going to be on 3 for a while, just because, don't tell anybody, the goal was for me to leave my job this year. Hopefully, if everything goes well. And because this business it's very busy and we're doing okay, and it makes my income now, and the plan is for me to leave. So we are just stashing it right now because I have in my mind an amount that I want in the bank for me to leave work, and once we hit that amount, then I'll be able to leave and come home, and she's gonna be my boss.
Whoa,
applesauce.
You got that on camera? I don't know how comfortable I feel. But I think that that's the cool thing about the baby steps, you guys. Like once you learn them, they never leave you. You just make them work for you. And it might seem unconventional the way that we are doing it, but it works for our family. And we've got to have life experiences in there too. So, and we definitely are spending our money differently than we did in the beginning. Like we could go out for family dates and stuff, and I have a team that comes and helps me clean our house, and we pay her just a little bit of an amount. And so things like that are just, we would have never been able to do. We haven't been able to do until now. But I think that that's neat. You can prioritize what's important to you. Like this guy was cleaning our house and he was slaving. He was working with me. He was working at work. He was cooking and cleaning our house. And we have a bigger house now. And so I needed to work harder. I needed to work harder with my business so that I could, now we take Thursdays off where we go out as a family and spend time together and go to the park and have picnics and do cool things like that. So, while I understand that in the beginning, like we needed to eat rice and beans so that we could get out of debt, like we could pay off our student loans and our credit cards. That needed to happen. But we're just kind of in a fun stage, and I really don't care how long it takes us to get through the baby steps. I mean, is that wrong to say? Like I care, but I love where we're at. So as long as we're on the 2B, 3-ish stage, we'll just get there when we get there.
And again, like we've said before in previous videos, we're Dave Ramsey people. We were for many years. We still have his principles and stuff, but we're making his plan our plan, or our plan his plan kind of thing, where we're still doing it. We're still on a budget. We still use the envelope system. We're still planning for everything, making it our plan. And I think we've told you guys that before. So, and
it's cool because then we don't feel like a failure when we mess up, because like this, I think it's about the journey, you guys. Like we've made choices that we were like, man, I wish we didn't make those choices. But then now looking back, we needed to make those choices so that we are where we're at. Does that make sense? And then you throw a business in there, and I, for the first time, understand you guys who are like, how do I do a budget like our sales have been pretty consistent. Thankfully, they're going up for my business, but like on a
sole proprietor or self-employed.
Self-employed, or when you don't know what your irregular paychecks. Yeah. Now I get those of you who are like, how do I do my budget? Because that's me. Like we have to have a business budget and we have to do our regular budget. So fun times in our house. When I make all this money, I'm like, honey, I made this money. He's like, no, you've got this, and this that needs to be covered. And then this is what you have left.
Wah, wah.
So I think that yeah, I'm happy with our progress and where we're at. And, you know, probably moving made it a little bit slower for us, but then this business wouldn't have happened. So, I don't know. I love it. I love these baby. I would never live without Dave Ramsey or envelopes, ever. I don't care where we went in life or if we came into earning, you know, a bigger income, which we do have a full-on second income too. And so, we would never abandon that. We're raising our kids with these principles too. They're working the business. They're working hard, making money. And I love it. I love where we're at in our baby steps. It's so cool.
There you go.
Are you trying to be quiet?
No,
Quiet
I was.
me?
So that's a couple of the questions you guys asked, because of the budget and the food and where we're at on baby steps. So maybe we'll just incorporate a couple of questions
Yeah, I kinda
every
like
video,
it.
because
Well, and because this is our life, guys. If
It
we
is
don't
now.
turn it on, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And if we are going to bring back Debt Kicking Mondays, we have a lot of requests for those. What do you think, boyfriend?
I would love to do stuff like that for you guys. But right now, where we're at, you know, maybe that would be something down the road when, like, I come home. But right now, working 2 full-time jobs, 3 active kids, cooking and cleaning, and I'm back to making furniture for the house and, you know, putting in a brand new yard and everything. Dude, I don't even know. It's hard. I don't even have time to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just we don't have any extra time right now. And so I don't want to feel like we're gypping you guys and saying no to you guys, but at the same time, we're just trying to do what's best for everybody. We're trying to give you guys a little bit of the vlogging again to see where we're at, what's going on, because we miss you, but more importantly, we want to let you know that you can do all these things and still be on a budget, and it can still work.
That's right.
But at the same time, we don't have all that free time we had when we lived at the other house and could sit down and go over questions.
It's
and
just
all
a
that.
busy stage. Our kids were little when we were able to film those. They're bigger now, and we added Tennessee to the mix. And that third baby, man, she added a lot of busy.
A lot
to
of
our life.
spiciness.
And then our big girl's getting bigger. So I think that it's just a phase of life. I wish we could. Maybe when this guy comes home, we can work in more of those kinds of things that we used to do. But yeah, it's just turning on the camera and showing you what we're cooking for dinner, how we meal plan. We still feel like we're able to share this with you. It just is a different format. But that's why YouTube is rad, because we have videos on Debt Kicking Mondays like crazy. And I'm sure the question has been answered, you know, your question somewhere. But also, a great tool, you guys, is to go onto the Dave Ramsey website, daveramsey.com, and type in like what your question is. Like if it's what to do with your tax return, you could type in the search bar on his website, tax return, and then all of these articles that he has written or his team has written will come up on tax returns. So that's a good resource, is to go to the Dave Ramsey website. That's where we go for a lot of our questions when we had them and answers. And so I would feel comfortable sending you guys there. It's good stuff.
All right, lady.
Okay, you need to get grocery shopping.
I do.
We have a pop-up that starts in 3 hours.
I know.
And you need to go all
The 3
over
stores in the busiest part of
Portland.
town. I know, right?
And rush hour.
High fives. Watch this. I can do this.
I love you.
So I'm going to sign off right now, and when I come back on, I'll have all that already all done, and it'll be dark probably, right?
You better come back home.
All right, bye guys.